a sweatshirt that says, "There's nothing wrong. It's just my face."
He started a conversation that way. The short was it's just my face. Yeah.
No, I don't think I've been in that setting yet that I can remember, or I just avoid. I think I'm an avoider at times. It's like after a while, if they put me off, like a narcissist might, or certain people that we've talked about would have done that to me, I kind of like might slightly politely talk to them and engage, but I'm not going to go in further, and then I avoid. I turn my body. I pretend I'm checking an email. And it was just because he was starting to talk to me in the chair.
Like you did.
And then I just kind of went, and then earlier, I just followed you and pretended I was lost so I could leave you behind.
You left me, Meisie.
So it's like, if I don't want to deal with you anymore, I find like there's nothing here, then I'm just going to avoid you.
Today I was left behind with someone. It was almost like they were talking just to talk, and I was beginning to question myself. Am I really that off my game? What is this person talking about? And why is this important again? And I started to question that like something was wrong with me until I realized later that I had been left with that person and that it was intentional because it was for that very reason. So what is your story? How did you come into contact with this individual? And when did you learn? When did it occur to you that it was not worth you being there in the moment?
Yeah. So that was the first time I met this person.
Okay.
It was probably over a year ago at a networking event.
Was it here?
No.
Okay.
It was someplace else, right? This individual apparently goes around to every network event he can go to. And the best way I can describe it is that he wants to go tell people that he's the best thing that ever happened to anything and everything. Only talks about himself. Talks about like he is Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and that level, right? So to me is, well, if you're at that point and none of us can compare to you, why are you here? Why should we listen to you? Because we're stupid to you. You, instead of you being here helping all of us, because you could, if you're that smart and that rich and that influential and that, then, why are you here? But it's all to talk about himself and how good he is and how many companies he's flipped and owned and done and, that everything he does. And here's the sad part. He's probably good.
You think so?
He probably does based on what Matt told us, because he knows him a little bit.
He actually is.
Yeah. So
what?
Imagine what he could do.
Wait, no. You look convinced.
From what Matt said. So Matt vetted him more than we have. We were just going on personal instinct.
Correct. So that's why it's like, and to me is what I said in the meeting today. And to me, that always pointed at somebody specific today. She said, she had to do that tough decision to get rid of her blocker, which was another person.
That's
person
right.
that was blocking me, that elevating me, putting me down,
Yes.
all of that. And that was a close personal, So if we can do that, and like I said, well, I don't care if it's your mom, your brother, your sister, if they're not elevating you, if they're blocking you, if they're pushing you down, they don't need to be in your life. You don't need anybody toxic around your life, especially your business life, right? If somebody doesn't believe in what you do, you don't need him around. So get rid of them. And that was for my other friend in the room.
Acquaintance.
Yes. Sometimes the words have to come out and say, I'm sorry, but I don't want a relationship with you. Say those words.
I actually feel like that's pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's healthy to state what it is that you want or whatever it is that you need in a particular moment. And sometimes in the moment, you need to let a person know, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you. I don't want to waste your time. And I want you to know that my time also is valuable. And I just cannot see where the two of our interaction is going to lead to any successful outcome. So if you don't mind.
If you offend the other person, if the other person gets combative or anything like that, that's their problem. You just walk away.
Something weird feels like it's happening or going on. I don't know if it's you guys feel that, but you wake up in the morning and it just feels like one of those days. It's one of those days where everything is lining up, but it's not necessarily lining up the way that you're wanting it to. And you have to recognize your role in it is to make the decision to change the atmosphere. Like it's the way a thermometer works, right? You wake up, it's hot, you feel it, you sense it. You're not wrong about that. You don't want it to be hot. You need it to be cool. So you get up and what do? You walk over to the thermometer and you change. You change the settings. You turn the air up, down, fan on, off, whatever it is you need to do. Mm-hmm. But you do that. And today has felt like that. It was like waking up and feeling a certain way. And I just could not help but feel like, man, I need like peace today. I need there to be a calming of all the stuff today. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, walk into the room. You got one individual who's got an issue with another individual. You've got one person that comes into our room that talks about an issue that they have with another individual, a blocking situation. You had me getting left in the room with an individual that I didn't need to be getting left in the room with. And it's like, how did I know this morning that peace was what I needed, but how to bring it? But you've dropped bombs today about effective ways to do that, which I actually think is a great conversation for our business lives.
Mm-hmm. I agree. We have all the power to change that. And remember, we're a product of our environment. All of us are. Mm-hmm. So if your environment is chaotic, that's what you'll get. You'll mm-hmm. feel chaotic. You act chaotic. You make harsh decisions. So you put it perfectly. Just change the environment.
Make a decision.
Change the environment. And we have the power of that. A lot of people don't feel this, especially when you're talking family members.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
We don't talk about that in business often. That's the first time. Today was the first time I think that came up that way.
Yeah. And unfortunately, in most cases, it's a family member blocking you. It's a family member.
Is that your experience? That's what you've seen?
Yes. And a lot of times it's unintentional.
Okay.
They think they're helping. They think they're doing the right thing. It comes from a place of love mm-hmm. in most cases. Mm-hmm. Not always. Mm-hmm. But they just not doing it the right way. And getting them to understand that is extremely difficult unless you're direct.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I've seen it in too many cases directly with customers.
Do you see when you with clients or just in general, do you see that this happens more with female leaders, female business owners, because some may be in situations where the hierarchy is a little different, mm-hmm. men over women. Mm-hmm. So those who could be blocking are usually the males in that relationship, because it's hard seeing the female higher or doing well or stepping out of a traditional role, you know. Do you see that with some of the people that you've worked with in the past? Sometimes I think, yes, it's personalities. It's some people just not knowing they're being supportive, but in the wrong way. But then I think sometimes there might be that element of, why is she doing better than me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have seen it, but I would say it's 50-50.
Mm. Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I would think like you.
Yeah.
It's got to be the other way, because the male would be like, hey, I'm the man of the house. I have to be the provider. You can't do better than me, right? But that's the boomer generation, the X generation. The millennials and Z generations don't think that way. This is a different mindset. So you see a lot of that when you're working with them. If the wife does better than the husband, they don't care. They're actually like cheering up in most cases. Yeah. It's usually the older generation, like my age, that where you start seeing that. And it's all training. It's all in your head, because that's the way we've been told.
Boomers and X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boomers and X usually is that the husband has to be the decision maker. Mm-hmm. The husband has to be the one on top. Mm-hmm. Making all the decisions. So when they see the wife going off into their own thing, it's difficult for them to accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't cheer on. They're almost, which is weird, because
Yeah.
they're almost waiting for them to fail so they can come and save them. And that's when I have that conversation, that's what I keep saying. What I do is borderline therapy.
Yeah.
I'm not a licensed clinician,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And when you discover that in the room with the couple, is mind blowing to them, but it helps them move forward. It helps them. Okay, they're like, man, that was not my intention.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. I'm supporting her. I want her to be on top and be all she can be. And in some cases, you can tell that was not what the thinking was, because I get fired. You're not helping us. And the decision is made by the guy, by the men. Right?
Oh,
Because
wow.
they say, well, I didn't like what you said.
Right.
So, no, I'm going to basically find somebody else because you're telling me, to change the way I'm thinking, and I know she's going to fail. So that's also pretty eye-opening, right? But
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, it's happened. Yeah. So, but to me is, I have a partner. My wife is extremely supported, and vice versa. I want her to be anything and everything she wants to be, and I will support her.
Yeah.
And if that means she becomes famous and super rich and all of that, I'm going along with the ride, and I'm going to support it all the way. And I feel the same way from her, and she keeps telling me that all the time. Just this morning, before I came to this, she just walked into my home office, just gave me this big hug and said, "I'm so proud of you."
That's sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what we expect from our partners, not come into the room and say, "Man, you suck today and you're going to fail." And, I hope you do. Which is basically what was
The other generation.
Happening.
what was said in this room. with this
Oh,
Earlier,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like,
Well,
I
if I'm
cannot
not
imagine
mistaken-
having that. Yeah.
God.
But-
You're right. It's borderline therapy. There's probably some need for psychoanalysis in some of the cases, which goes well beyond what any of us do as coaches, be it in leadership, business, marketing, you name it. She was experiencing a family member, a partner who was exhibiting traits of what sounded like jealousy, maybe, just insecurity. And it's so interesting. People talk about insecurity all the time as though we're all trying to ward off being insecure. But the reality is, no, everyone is insecure. There's no such thing as a person who's not insecure. Everyone's insecure. Can you identify what your unique or what's unique to you about your insecurity and then take the necessary steps to manage it or to deal with it? I think saying deal with it is better than saying to manage it. It's not like we want to keep our insecurities. Eradicate the insecurity by being exposed to a greater truth about yourself and the world around you that allows you to operate better and to bring the value that is inherently in you. So it sounded today like the partner that she was facing they themselves were facing an insecurity. And that insecurity was something she just needed to be able to get away from. It was very sad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There. But usually that's what it is. It's insecurity on your part in different levels. And when the insecurity becomes fear is when you can't control it because you're not aware of it.
Yeah.
You're not aware of it because you think you're doing the right thing,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're just so afraid of losing control, or losing whatever it is. So the fear is lost,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, that can be.
It's a killer.
It's a killer for sure.
It's a killer.
Yeah.
On all
And it
sides.
manifests in this case was manifested in the way of jealousy. Right?
What's the insecurity of my kidnapper today? Oh, was that too much? Is that too much to call?
I
that
think-
person a kidnapper. What? What?
What is that called?
I bet I know where you're going.
Oh man,
Napoleon.
almost yes.
Yeah.
The Napoleon syndrome for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's so much with this one. The Napoleon syndrome, I think if he is really that smart, he just lacks people skills. You know,
Yeah.
like some people's are really good one way, but they come up very short on the other end. And just knowing how to interact with a person instead of just saying, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is how I'm great. He doesn't know how to say, and what do you do? Oh my gosh. And then learn more about that. It's just like, oh, what do you do? But this is what I do. It's right back to him.
Correct. That's a narcissist
There you go.
personality. That's what it is. It's
He does
all
not
about
care
me.
about anyone else. And if he is getting to know you, he's probably trying to vet your company.
Yeah.
You know, there's no sincerity.
That's why you avoid him like a plague. Because there is no change in a narcissist.
Dude, I have heard this.
So, unless they want to be changed, right? But
Yeah.
they don't see it.
They don't see it,
Usually
so
a
there's no need to
narcissist does
change.
not see that they are, right?
You will be surprised to know my wife worked with
I thought you were going to say my wife's a narcissist.
Absolutely not. I gotta go home. I have to live there. I have to sleep next to her. That's the only bed I have to sleep in. She's not the narcissist, Sarah. I am not talking about you, dear. Someone that my wife works with was a diagnosed narcissist.
Yeah.
And for some strange reason, I think a part of how he was dealing with that was making sure that people understood that that was kind of a part of what he was dealing with or deals with. And I just think it was really interesting. I thought it was actually good. And it was really cool when she told me that, and that he had shared that with their group. And I guess that was a way to kind of keep some of how he could come off in check. But it is, from what I hear, it is a very scary diagnosis. It's actually, I'm not going to say that there's like no cure for it, but it is quite challenging to live your life that way, if, you know, that being the case. So I do think that you're right. The way that the pendulum swing of the conversation, just, hey, you know, it's never tell me about you. Even though I did get asked that question, but it does swing back so quickly to But so I was probably a little thrown off because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But
That's why you stayed.
Here's what I can tell you. There's something about your credibility that matters. Every room that you walk into, you know, I'm gonna get to go travel at the end of the week and lead a room through a few different things. Credibility, the conversation on the accentuation of your credibility is one of those things. And amongst all of the things that we think lend to a person's credibility, I believe chief among them is empathy, which could be explained or defined as your ability to be interested in somebody else before you ever care about their interest in you. In fact, your ability to be interested in somebody else is what probably draws their interest about you. And so it's a pretty unique skill to exercise or to leverage, and it makes all the difference in your interactions. I can say it certainly has done that for me. The more interested that I've been in other people, I end up faring much better than I could have thought to, just being focused on whatever it is that I think that I got to get done for me. So I see some truth in that.
Yeah, but I think you also vet who you listen to. At some point, you're going to say, okay, I already talked to this person a few times, and you know what? It doesn't add value. I'm not adding value either because they're not listening.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to know when to just cut the cord and walk away.
Yeah.
And I think that's what all of us kind of fail at that, because our politeness, our upbringing, all of that, whatever you want, gets in the way.
Yep.
Right? And so we prolong it and tolerate it, and all we're doing is wasting energy and time. Right? So as soon as you discover it, you get to a point where if you're like me, because I talk to a lot of people, I can spot behavior right away. And just by experience, I have no superpower. It's just by a lot of years of experience. When I start talking to you, within 5 minutes, I can tell what your weaknesses are, your strengths, where you're going to be a blocker, where you're going to be an influencer, and pretty accurately most times.
Yeah.
Right? It's not perfect, but then now I get to choose, okay, I'm not going to waste any time with this person because I'm not going to add value to them and they're not going to add value to me. So I politely find a way to kind of walk away, and they get it. And sometimes when they don't get it, I say the words,
which brings us
sometimes
back
very
circle.
harshly.
Really?
And, that's basically saying harshly to me would be is, I'm sorry, but I have no interest in being your friend. That would be harsh, right?
Yeah.
So I have said those words.
You have said those words.
Yes. And I said, and I'm pretty sure deep down you have no interest in being my friend either. So let's just not waste time and just
Has that
go
ever
our
drawn
separate
anybody?
ways.
Has that ever drawn anybody in closer and made the relationship more and made something more meaningful in the connection?
Yes.
And
that's why I do it.
That's
right?
that, my friend.
Yeah, because once you see that, most people would say, yeah, cool, walk away. I was right.
That would draw me
right.
in. That would
Right?
draw me in because when you say, and I'm sure you don't have, or you're the same, or you don't have any interest in me either, I'd be like, whoa. I don't want to come across that way because that actually matters to who I believe I am.
Yep.
And I would lean further in.
But what if the answer was, oh, yeah, whatever. Then you don't see it. You don't see that you come across
You're
that
a
way. no matter what.
narcissist, son of a...
Yes. Yeah. So when the person takes action and says, oh, wait, I'm so sorry. I didn't, that's not the way I wanted, just exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested.
Yes.
Now I want to have a conversation. Now that the ice has been broken.
Yes.
And turned into pieces.
Yeah.
Now we can have a real conversation and say, okay, yeah, now I'm interested in being your friend.
That's right.
And you're, because now we see eye to eye.
There's something to share.
There's something to share. And
Yeah.
then now let's spend more time and see if we can actually help each other or if we can strike a friendship.
Yeah.
And, but most of us don't take the time to do that. We just, I don't have time for you. You walk away.
I believe that you have a strength in the area and a high value for friendship. You have a strength in the area of friendship and a high value for friendship, and it's a part of what makes your leadership so effective. And that's what makes you a good manager as well. If you're obviously managing without being a leader, you're gonna be terrible at the job.
Yep.
But the fact that you can throw friendship into that mix of ingredients, that makes it special.
Correct.
It makes things meaningful where you are, and I think people want to do good work that's meaningful. Meisie,
Most people do. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's the meanest thing that you've had to say to somebody with regard to this conversation? I've got to hear this because I've never heard Meisie. I've never heard Meisie.
We can bleep the. We can bleep.
Well, yeah, we can.
No.
I've never heard Meisie make a mean face. Make that make sense.
I thought I was born with the RBF.
I don't think you have that. I don't think. I will say my wife does have
have a
that, and she
sweatshirt.
admits it. And so if she admits it, I can say it
I have
too.
a sweatshirt that says, "There's nothing wrong. It's just my face."
Start a conversation that way. You're short with me.
Is
It's just my
it?
face. Yeah.
No, I don't think I've been in that setting yet that I can remember, or I just avoid. I think I'm an avoider at times. It's like after a while, if they put me off like a narcissist might, or certain people that we've talked about would have done that to me, I kind of like might slightly politely talk to them and engage, but I'm not going to go in further, and then I avoid. I turn my body. I pretend I'm checking an email, and it was just because he was starting to talk to me in the chair.
Like you did.
And then I just kind of went, and then earlier I just followed you and pretended I was lost so I could leave you behind.
You left me, Meisie.
So it's like, if I don't want to deal with you anymore, I find like there's nothing here, then I'm just going to avoid you. And I've done that, like, even in networking. You know, you see that in certain groups, and after a while you go, you're trying to get business from me. It's not going to work that way. I was genuinely trying to get to know you, but you're trying to sell me. And right now I don't need your services. It's not like what I'm looking for. One lady told me, so if I want to talk to you, do I have to pay you? And I was like,
that was how she started the conversation?
Yes. And I said, I can give you some, advice. I mean, it's like quick 5-10 minutes. What do you want? She's like, I was just curious. And I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with this.
Yeah.
But then I'm wondering, then what do you want out of me? Like, I wasn't sure. And then I kind of have the walls up. But yeah, I have not said yet, I just don't need you. I just avoid a person after a while. Like, if I see you again in another event, I just turn away.
Run.
Let me go to the bathroom.
So, on that note, before I forget,
Okay.
because I always keep thinking, well, this is our group talking about the environment.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
In this case, we control the environment. This is our group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we exclude people like that? How do we choose who gets to be here?
Then you
right?
just say it, right? Outright. Say, we're here to support each other. We're a very supportive environment.
Yeah.
And lay the ground rules if we have to do it at the beginning of the session.
Yeah.
To make sure it's
So
heard
that's-
and understood.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I think we need I think I send you copies of the guidelines and rules that I created for the other group.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that. But I also think that if we make it more like membership based, even if it is a free membership base,
So I was
take
gonna say
the
that.
time to register. Take the time. That shows us that you want to be part of this group. And I
Yes.
guarantee you, the ones that we're talking about are not going to do that.
Oh, it's so funny you
Plus,
say
if
that,
they do,
dude.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
Plus,
fine.
if they do, we get to reject it.
That is very true.
You're not
No, he's right.
accepted in the membership.
He's right. He's right. Quite frankly, I was going to say it's twofold. It's what you're saying, which is, I call that setting expectations.
Yeah.
That's like up front. You set expectations up front, and you say, hey, these are the guidelines. Here's how we're going to operate today. Here's a few housekeeping items. We're going to take care of those as well, and we're going to get started at such and such a time. And then you get started and you do your thing, right?
Idea.
Go
Just
for
popped
it.
into my head. That visual board that you put on there.
Yeah.
With the,
Yeah.
That should just be the rules.
yeah. Exactly.
Easy.
This is what this is. This is what it's not.
The second thing would be create a tiered system where there's like an open pool of play, but then there's a closed pool of play that only certain selected from the open pool get pulled into, because we know, hey, you're really here to do X, Y, Z with your business. We actually have connections that make sense for you within this more exclusive thing over here. So
That's
tiered
That's a
system.
true mastermind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what
Yeah.
we're going to do. So.
And that's what we're building towards that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Maisie's done a number of things today. Actually, over the entirety of knowing Meisie, she's done a number of things that she's so mysterious. Like she is who she presents to be, but she's so much more. I found out, Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I found out Meisie listens to like, I don't know if it's titled Louisiana or New Orleans, but it's bounce music. It's wild. Like she had a post the other day, and it was in the background. It's like walking like a dog, walking like, and I'm like going, I hadn't heard that in years. Like, first of all, why do you know that? Because that's a really fun culture, by the way. Like tell us about your love just real quick with this bounce music, because I was so thrown off.
Carlos,
She's
you
like,
have to
you do
listen
know
to
where I'm
Walk.
from, right? And I was like
I'm from New Orleans.
I was like, oh yeah, she about it.
Like every dance had that kind of music. You
Get
just
outta
go to your
here.
high school dance, and it was on repeat. It was just, and they all start sounding the same, but you have to look it up. Go.
This is not those bands where there's like a washboard where you.
No.
This is
no.
like
That's-
rap music.
what is that?
It's-
because I-
Zydeco.
That's Zydeco.
That's fun,
yes.
too.
Do you know
That's fun, too.
Zydeco has?
I like that one a
That's
lot.
fun.
Do you know Zydeco has German roots?
Yes.
And like
Oh,
Mexico
that's right.
and Germany have this relationship with one another that's very strange. I didn't know this, but yeah, it's really interesting.
No, that
Definitely want
makes
to
sense.
check that out.
But listen to Nola bounce music.
Nola Bounce.
Nola Bounce.
Yes,
And
bro.
yes.
It is next level. Big
That was
Frida.
like
Does Big
pre-kids
Frida count as
days, you
Nola
know?
Bounce?
Huh?
Is Big Frida?
Yeah.
Or Miss Frida? What is she? How, what's she
Big
go by?
Frida?
Big Frida.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. She actually has a Christmas song that is fire.
I'm gonna have to go look that up.
Like, should I even be saying shit? Frida is an enigma. Like, that's all I can really say. But is she still making music?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But that's just, I think, that's the, like, I don't know, it's just what it all is. It's the city, it's a culture that I love, and it's, yeah, and it slips out every once in a while. I'm like,
I love it. It's so much fun. You didn't happen to see Shia LaBeouf in Louisiana?
no. I
Did you hear?
not.
Did
I
you hear
heard.
it?
Cause in trouble. Poor guy.
Did you know he just
That
did?
guy.
He just did a podcast, like immediately after release. Not immediately, but
Yeah.
after release. I'm not gonna lie to you. It wasn't. It was entertaining. The entire podcast. Like,
I think he's good. I think
I
he
don't-
speaks really well.
I don't
Yeah.
know how serious he is when he does things. He's funny,
Yeah.
but he's also compelling.
He's
It's very
extreme.
interesting.
Yeah, and he has a horrible childhood background.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
when he gets vulnerable, I find it amazing. I think it's
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No,
Dude.
And he admits it. He needs a lot of help, and he's gotten a lot of help. But
He's
he
fascinating.
He's fascinating, man. He's one of my favorite people to watch, more as a human than as an actor. But even as an actor, I think he's really good.
Man, you
He's
just made me
talented.
feel so
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
because I'm watching this and I'm trying to figure out how I'm completely like confounded. Like, I don't know what to believe right now.
Yeah.
Is this serious? Is that supposed to be funny? I'm laughing. Should I be laughing at that? Like, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
That's how I feel watching him, while all at the same time feeling like, man, that's actually really compelling. Something about this is compelling.
Yep.
There's something about this that I like right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. I like
I'm
that
gonna have
kid.
to look that up and watch it.
Is he even a kid anymore? How old is he?
Oh no,
No,
he's
he's-
in his 30s, late 30s, probably.
Gosh.
Yeah.
He's a gang member, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
I'm not kidding. I think he's a gang member. I think whatever time he
don't know
spent
about
in
that.
L.A. You know, he basically is a part of their crew
Yeah.
because he gets to do the gang sign and everything, and it's, I think, based in L.A. This
Yeah.
could be like complete hearsay and conjecture, but
Yeah.
Based on colors? Like the gangs that are based on colors?
yeah, I think so. But I'm just saying, if you go watch the podcast, he
Okay.
talks about that. None of this has anything to do with business. This was just like, a fun
Just
last
random.
few minutes. So, anyhow,
Okay.
I'm gonna
well,
have to watch that.
definitely watch it. It'll be a good watch, and we can talk about it another time.
Well,
Sweet.
maybe, the interactions with those two people brought up something we had to address anyway for the future, and that's just laying the ground rules of how supportive
Yeah.
we are going to be, what kind of environment it is, and
Yeah.
what we expect of people who show up.
And it's a lesson, I think, for anybody listening, anybody that's taking any cues from any of these things. This is a lesson on what does it mean to market by way of networking and building relationships, creating a sense of awareness about yourself. So yeah, I think we actually ended up landing really purposefully.